What's up, y'all? A couple days ago, I posted a video about shoot I went to and kind of a problem I was having with my plunger. I have this feeling that some people think this, like how to adjust a plunger and how to do things with a plunger is kind of a mystery. It's not. Plunger basically is just how much pressure you're putting on your arrow. So I have the AAE Gold Micro Plunger. So this is, I think this is like the newest one from AAE. It's a micro adjust. It's kind of like the biter. I really like this because of I got like a polymer tip on it instead of a metal or just like straight up plastic one. The biter plunger, I had one. It took a couple years, but I actually wore the tip out, and I just, you know, I mean, you can get extra tips or whatever, but I was like, that just kind of like turned me off of them. So, and I don't know about this one yet. I've used it for, about 6-8 months, and I really like it. But right now I got the medium plunger in, and I'm backed all the way out. So the least amount of pressure is on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all how to take the spring out of this, the medium spring, put the light spring in, and how it adjusts. And so I'll kind of tell you along the way like what I've done so far. So I changed my center shot a little bit, just a tiny bit, and that's with this part of it. I changed it, I moved it into the bow a little bit, and it helped a little bit, but I moved it a little bit more and it started messing with my the actual tune of my bow, and my paper tear was getting out of hand. So I put it back to where I just moved it just a little bit. Paper tear's fine. The flight of the arrow looks perfect. So I don't want to really mess with that. And I know that like cutting the arrow and messing with your FOC and your spine like that, that can move your left and right. And I don't really want to cut my arrows. They're at full length. I like shooting full length arrows because of the gap between my anchor and where my crawl is. I really like right now, the knock of the arrow is right on my nose. So it's like another little indicator, like anchor point. I anchor here. I don't anchor up on the eye tooth like most, like I shouldn't say most, but like a lot of barebow guys do. I find I get up that high and I can't get into my back. So I anchor lower on my chin, and I use the knock of the arrow as like another reference point. So I don't want to really mess with the length of my arrow much, because then it'll move up or down a little bit. So I'm going to try this. This is the easiest thing to do. So putting in the other spring, and then changing like how much pressure's on it. That's the easiest way to do it. And I'm going to go shoot later on tonight, and we're going to kind of test it out. So stay tuned, and I'll show you all how that's done. All right, so this is your set screw for your micro adjustability coming in. You can push that in or taking it out. And this is nice because you have, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you have indicator marks and numbers there, and indicator marks on your barrel here. This is for your center shot. You just bust that loose, and that goes through your burger buttonhole, and you make it as tight or as loose as you want. This particular, the AAE Gold, comes with this little O-ring, and it doesn't seem like much, and you don't need it, like need it, but when you cinch that down, it really holds on, like at least on my my Spigarelli ZT rest, it holds really good on that. And it doesn't, because every once in a while, like I had the biter and I've had a couple of other ones, plungers, and they come loose. So that little O-ring is money. And when they come with it, it comes with your medium, or your medium spring is in it. Your light spring and your heavy spring come with it. And it comes with an O-ring and some tools and stuff too with it. So you just bust this loose here. And you need to take it all the way out. And you take your barrel, your I called this part the barrel. I don't know what the technical term is for it, but take that off. I don't know if you can see down in there, but this also has a small end. Like each spring has a small end and a big end. The small end goes on the little, there's like a little, like, I don't know, a deal in there that it sits on. So it really centers it well. So you just take your medium spring out, okay? And I want to go to the light spring. So this comes out too if you ever need to change your plunger tip. That'll come out too. So you can just, like, that's what that looks like. So this goes down in there, just like that. And then I want to change to the lighter spring. And I believe it's this one. This is the lightest spring. So big end goes in first, okay, and it just sits there. And then you just screw this on until it stops. This way you get a nice seat every time. There, it stopped. And then you want to take and set your set screw. And I just take it and I just snug it. I don't reef down on it. And then you got your plunger. Now what I'm hoping is that I'm gonna start all the way in like this. What I'm hoping is that I have to come out, because that's pretty stiff. That's like really stiff. I'm hoping that I have to come out about midway, because that way, if I have a wind issue or I'm having a little form issue or something and I have to give it a couple clicks in or out, that's how barebow archers, that's how we do our windage. That's how I do my windage. I'm not speaking, and I never will speak for all barebow archers, but that's how I'm doing my windage, because my center shot is set up that I'm getting bullet holes with the medium spring all the way out. So what I want to do is find that tune with the light spring, but have some play to where I can manipulate it a little bit on a specific target, or maybe in some a little bit gustier wind or something like that. So I do want to be able, the reason I bought a micro adjustable plunger is for that reason. So like what this does is, like, so when you're shooting traditional and you're shooting off the shelf, you really have to like cut your arrow, find the right, I mean the spine to get a really good, like really good tear through paper or really good flight out of the arrow. Your spine has to be on point. The idea that I use in my head behind a plunger is taking a spine of arrow that's close, so you don't have to be as exact, and really fine tuning that to be in the perfect spine, not a close spine, but the perfect spine for your particular setup and the way you shoot. So, and that's all done by pressure on the plunger here, on the plunger tip. That's my tutorial, if you want to put it, on how to change the springs in the AAE Gold. They're pretty, every plunger I've ever had, and I've had the Shibuya DX, I got the Stubby by TradTech, I've had the Biter, I've had the AAE, I think it's a Max Plus or something like that. I've had a bunch of different types, different styles, different costs. I've had a $13 plunger all the way up to about $130 plunger. And to change the insides of them, it's basically the same thing, no matter what. So I hope that that helped, maybe help somebody out. If you have any questions or comments, put them at the bottom. Like and subscribe.